when we said that we're going to make a recording for this opportunity for the 30 years of Taos celebration, my mind went back years ago when I was a student at KCC and I was being taught social construction for the first time. Mm-hmm. And that was an immense impact on my way of thinking. And I remember it as something so fascinating and worrying and exciting. And yeah, so I think it's been such an important, all this work around relational practices and social constructionism. It was being such an important part of my working years and training. And I remember when I came back to Greece, because I was living in the UK for years, and when I came back to Greece in 2013, I came with a mind full of ideas, and having read a number of books published by the Taos. So I thought, I want to speak about these ideas in Athens. And I remember organizing workshops and trying to find exercises that would explain to people how social constructionism ideas are constructed. And I remember I was having this book, experiential learning exercises in social construction, and I was designing exercises for people, and that was so exciting. And it's really all this wealth of resources that Taos has been providing me for so many years, and ideas and inspirations are just invaluable.
And all three of us on this call, we all did our doctorates at the University of Bedfordshire, which is, and also, which that course came from KCC and massively influenced by, people like, John Schotter in particular was such an important part of that course, and Gail Simon subsequently, and, ideas around social constructionism are so embedded. But for some people, again, it feels new, or, there are those moments that we encounter with other people where they go, whoa, what is this? Yeah.
And I guess it's this connection with these ideas and this community that also relates to our work as editors of Murmurations, of this journal. So it's how we would like to, help people come across these ideas and maybe encourage them to write, having those ideas in mind, social constructionist ideas and relationally attuned practitioners, and speaking from within practice. That's everything that we aspire in Murmuration. It's for me, I mean, thinking in images, it's like the pieces of a puzzle that come together somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's
yeah.
No, you go ahead, Joanna.
No, I'm thinking, connecting with Marilena, it is about dialogue. And at Murmurations, we do see writings as dialogue, and dialogue with ourselves, with people, storytelling, telling stories, hearing stories, co-constructing stories, co-imagining practices, theories. So this is part of the work we do in Murmurations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess that's we sort of we model that, right, in the kind of the conversations we then have with the authors. I guess we are always imagining that people are in dialogue with each other. So we imagine that the author is in dialogue with the readers, and the readers are in dialogue with each other and with us and with the ideas. And so when we respond to people, when we offer feedback, we're always, imagining ourselves in conversation and thinking about, what are we speaking out of? What are we speaking into? How might this land? How do we take care of this person's practice that they're sharing with us, and how can we create sort of ways for all the different papers in any one edition to be in conversation with each other. So we think, don't we, really carefully about what sits next to each other, and so all of the kind of decisions, I guess, we make as editors come from that, that understanding of that relationships and relationality between ideas, between people, between matter, between materiality, between the pictures, between the words, all of these things are really important.
Oh, that's a lovely image.
Yeah. But I think we take a lot of care about that, don't we? And that's we're all back, that we've been influenced by relational practices, by social constructionism, by our systemic teachers, and by our own practices. We are all in practice as psychotherapists, as people who are engaged in our community in different ways, as consultants, as writers, as supervisors, as teachers and trainers, and so we bring all of ourselves into our writing and into our work, as do people who contribute to the journal.
We try to create our own communities of relationally attuned practitioners, or writers or readers, or people who would like to share or speak from within practice and from the relational perspective.
Yeah. And I think very early on, when we came together, the three of us, because we sort of, I guess, we've picked up the mantle from the kind of the founding editors of Murmurations, Gail Simon, Birgitta Peterson, and Liz Day. So we kind of picked up the mantle, and we had conversations really early on, didn't we, about how are we going to do this together in collaboration. And all three of us, I remember really distinctly, just said, that is how we're going to do it, in collaboration. Nobody wanted to be, we didn't want to create a hierarchy between there being an editor and then sub-editors, or you just thought, it might be complicated, but we can do this. We can find ways of doing this together. And I think that's been a really founding principle for us, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I think the main reason why this has worked for us is dialogue and open communication. Like, what do you think about that, if you agree about this or that, and this is what we're striving for among ourselves and among our readers, our authors, our reviewers.
Yeah.
I like to think that the editorial function, let's say, is a relationship. And the reviewing process is a relationship, and everything that we do, and writing is a relationship or relationships. So it is really those ideas that I think constitute the ethos of our journal.
Yeah, and it goes back to all these social constructionist systemic ideas that we all said we were taught and we came from.
Yeah. And we came from, and we are in the process of kind of developing, and we are kind of becoming together through this, aren't we? And it's so it's a real privilege. And it's a privilege to kind of be invited, I guess, to help celebrate the Taos Institute and their their legacy, you know, their kind of the footing that they've been able to kind of, you know, co-produce, or we are all part of co-producing as associates. Yeah, and I guess from us it's just a thank you and a yay 30 years.
Is it appropriate to say happy birthday, Taos?
Why not?
How would you say that in Greek, in the Greek language?
Χρόνια πολλά. So, χρόνια πολλά.
Χρόνια πολλά.
Χρόνια πολλά, Taos.
Χρόνια πολλά, Taos.
Lovely. And in the Welsh language, we would say Penblwydd hapus. Penblwydd hapus, Taos. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.